Greetings, friends, and welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host, Mark Guido, and this week we are going to travel the Turquoise Trail that ventures into the mountains south of Santa Fe, New Mexico. We're going to explore the towns and history along the Turquoise Trail, and while we're here, we're also going to venture into Santa Fe to see the oldest church in the continental United States. So stay tuned. New Mexico's capital city of Santa Fe is a charming town with a distinct influence from its Spanish heritage. We've visited Santa Fe before, so we want to see and film something new to us to share with you on this episode of Grand Adventure. That's going to be the Turquoise Trail, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first, no visit to the area would be complete without a jaunt through Santa Fe's downtown core to the plaza. While we're downtown, we want to visit something else we've not seen before. San Miguel Mission, also known as San Miguel Chapel, was originally built around 1610 and is often referred to as the oldest church in the continental United States. The church was rebuilt twice, once in the mid to late 17th century and again in 1710, following the Pueblo Revolt. In both cases, earlier pieces of the building may have been reused, although it's unclear to what extent. But now let's move on to what we're here for, the Turquoise Trail. It's a national scenic byway that extends southward from Santa Fe along New Mexico State Road 14 to the east side of Sandia Peak, where it turns northwestward to return to Interstate 25 via the Sandia Crest Scenic Byway. Several small towns along the route retain and preserve the area's unique history. Los Cerrillos is the first of these towns as we travel southbound from Santa Fe. A Spanish explorer, Antonio de Espejo, wrote about treasures being mined at a place of Little Hills, the source of Cerrillos' name. The Pueblo Indians extracted turquoise from the hills. The Spaniards found gold, silver, and lead, and used the native Tano Indians for slave labor. The mines lay dormant for 150 years until Cerrillos was rediscovered in 1879 by two prospectors from Leadville, Colorado. Word spread quickly, and soon many miners swarmed these hills. The settlement started off as a tent city, but soon grew into a town of many buildings, homes, a church, a school, and stores. Hotels were built along with saloons, dance halls, shops, and short-order houses. The mines began to shut down by 1900, and the booming town started to dwindle. Some of the buildings lining Main Street appear in movies including Young Guns and Outrageous Fortune. The original church still stands. With a modern-day population of just over 200, there are several shops and galleries, the Cerrillos Hill State Park, and a small, privately owned mining museum and petting zoo. Coal mining began in the area surrounding the town of Madrid along the Turquoise Trail around 1835. Anthracite coal was preferred for passenger trains as it burned cleaner. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad acquired the Wildcat gold mines already located here in 1891 and created the town of Madrid by transporting prefabricated wooden miners' cabins section by section via railroad. By the 1920s and 30s, Madrid was as famous for its Christmas lights as for its coal. Airlines even used to reroute traffic during the holidays to show passengers the site. Demand for coal withered in the late 1940s as the railroad was replacing its coal-fired steam locomotives with diesel electrics. By 1954, the coal company closed and most of the residents moved away. Long, forlorn rows of identical company houses stood empty. But by the 1970s, the sound of hammers could be heard throughout the town from renovations to these houses. Today, Madrid is a creative community with more than 40 shops and galleries, several restaurants, a spa, and museum. The now nearly uninhabited town of Golden, located further south along the Turquoise Trail, was inhabited by Native Americans and Spaniards long before American settlers came to the area. However, it began to boom when gold was discovered in 1825. Golden became the site of the first gold rush west of the Mississippi River, when placer gold was first discovered along Tuerto Creek. Several small mining camps formed, and this San Francisco Catholic Church was built around 1830. The area remained quiet for decades, until several large companies began to put money into the mines, bringing in numerous workers and followed by many individual prospectors. Originally formed in 1879, the town site of Golden was selected as the center of the new gold mining district, and soon grew to support several saloons, businesses, a school, and even a stock exchange. But by 1928, the population was so reduced that the post office closed and Golden officially became a ghost town. We're returning to our campsite outside of Santa Fe via the Sandia Crest Scenic Byway, which crosses the shoulder of Sandia Peak for stunning views of the Turquoise Trail from overlooks within Cibola National Forest. A high clearance 4x4 is strongly recommended for most of New Mexico State Route 165 within the National Forest. For our stay in the Santa Fe area, we're staying at the beautiful Santa Fe Skies RV Park, conveniently located near the start of the Turquoise Trail and only about a 10-minute drive from downtown Santa Fe. Our full hookup site here costs $63 per night and features a generously sized concrete patio and expansive views. artwork, and antique vehicles and engines are displayed throughout the RV park. And with that, we packed things up in Santa Fe and finished our drive back here to our winter campsite in Salt Lake City, Utah. So yes, that does end our series of travel episodes through the 2021 season. But that's not to mean that we don't have new Grand Adventures for you coming up each and every Wednesday. Throughout the winter months, we're going to be looking at different products and services and upgrades and all kinds of things that we do in the course of our RV life. So coming up next week, for example, we're going to look at what we're currently using both for equipment and services to make sure that we have the best internet connection possible to allow us to work from the road. The week thereafter, we're going to look back on the 2021 season and look at the best things that we encountered as we traveled across the country. So if you're not yet a Grand Adventurer, this is absolutely the perfect time to go smash that little red subscribe button, the one right down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And ring that notification bell to be sure that you come along on each and every Grand Adventure that we air every Wednesday evening. We'd be honored if you shared the channel with your friends, family, and on social media. It's extremely important to us that if you like this episode, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up down below. And while you're down below, you're going to find the comment section, and we'd love to hear from you each week. So until next Wednesday, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.